to shadow crossing mine. What it takes to call. Yo, Vanessa got the sauce. Look, I don't wanna hear that combo. Back in your bits for a bit, not long though. Better be quick, don't crash that Volvo. No talk about your toxic friends, no talk about your waste, man.
So the other day, I was just working on my turbo, trying to address the clutch slave cylinder issue with the clutch being so hard to push down. And I ran a borescope into the transmission and engine area to take a look at said clutch slave cylinder. And what I found, in addition, is pretty shocking. Now, here's some photos of what it looked like when I started investigating this mess. And I had no idea it was in there. It never fell out. It never crumbled up. Nothing. I had no idea unless I had put a scope to the engine. There was no way I could have discovered this issue. So I've got to address this first. This is a priority. This takes precedence over anything, because if any of those pieces of debris get anywhere near the hot components of the engine, we are looking at a pretty serious fire hazard. So that's what this video is about today. Let's go back to the shop club at Houston and take a look at CK. Let's do it. Hey, I'm back at the shop club at Houston, and you can see behind me, I've got a 2-post lift that I can use today. What a relief. I've got a lot of work to do on the Turbo S. As you saw in the intro video, I've got some kind of nest that's been sitting on top of the ignition coils on bank 2 on the driver's side. I need to get the car up in the air, take the tire off, and take the liners off so we can take a look and see how much of a nest it is, because we got to get all that off, right? If I would have known or scoped it, I would have taken that out the day I got the car, but unfortunately, it's hard to see without a borescope, and because it could cause a fire, right? If any of that stuff hits an exhaust manifold where it's really, not too far away, that's a fire hazard. But hey, this is a good place to do it, right? It's air conditioned, and I've got a 2-post lift. I'm not going to complain. Well, all right. So let's get the car over here. We'll get it up in the air. You ready? Let's fix it. Woo, some pretty cars here today. So there's no escaping low profile cars, man. I had to use a jack just to get the car high enough to swing the lift arm, but this lined up really well, and now I just need to get it up in the air. See some damage there, some damage here, no big deal. Everything looks nice and clean, no oil leaks, everything looks good. But there is a nest up there somewhere. I just want to give this car a once over, and then I'll bring it down to an acceptable height, and then we can work on it. Ah, that is cool. Right there is pretty much where it's at. Trying to get a good angle. Yeah, so I know what I need to do. All right, I think I can get to it. I think that's an adequate height right there. Tell you what, man, getting the tires off like this, dude, I don't know if I can go home now. I think I'm just gonna stay here from now on. Again.
So the engine is right about here. Transmission is about right here. So I got to take this panel off, and I may get enough visibility to get up in there, because the last thing I want to do is have to take the intercoolers off and the bumper liner and all of that mess, man. I just want to get that out. It looks like some T30s or T25s and maybe a 10. Yeah, a little 10 mil right there. All right, let's get this out. All right, should just come out. Like any old car, you need to be a little bit more careful than usual on yanking stuff, because you'll end up just breaking stuff. Ask me how I know. All right. Ooh, I'm not sure if that's gonna buy me anything. All right, so I got this air compressor here. Hoping it'll do the job. Hey, I saw something fall. Hey, a nut. Wasn't exactly looking for that, but hey.
Yeah, trying to use a tire inflator here is not going to cut it. It just doesn't produce enough PSI out of that nozzle. And come to find out later, it's really not going to make a difference. Keep watching.
All right, so I got a better compressed air tool here, and I'm making some progress, but that stuff is like net. It's weaved in and out. Again, it's almost like a bird's nest up in there. And so I'm going to get this in there, but I think I'm going to have to take this pipe off. I didn't want to take off anything, but it is what it is. All right, shouldn't be that big of a deal, but I'm spoiled. Okay, much better. I got a little more room here. Now I can get the wand all the way up in there and get right on it, and I think I can blow some of that stuff out. We'll see. Some of it's coming out. I saw a few pieces blow, like right there. Here, look, right there. This is what I'm dealing with here. Whatever these are, these tree seeds, it's a freaking heavy mess. Hey, I wanted to pause this video for a second and answer a few questions that some of my viewers have been asking me. And some of them are, hey, what do you use to detail your car? Or, hey, what kind of tools do you use in your garage every day? Well, luckily, Amazon has allowed me to build a storefront on their page. And I put the link down below in the description. And if you need cleaning supplies from like the chemical guys, or tools from Tekton or Milwaukee, I've curated a bunch of those tools on that site, and everything you buy helps support the channel. So I really appreciate that. And it helps fund projects like this. Not by much, maybe a penny or two, but the more people that buy tools, because you need tools, if you buy them through my storefront, I get a little commission, and it helps me and Yogi Mama. And also, please like and subscribe to my videos. I don't ask a whole lot, but now I'm begging. All right, now back to the show. That's about all I've been able to get out thus far. Not a whole lot, but it's something. I think if I just keep coming at it, I'll be able to get the majority of it out, but I may have to consider that I'm gonna have to go in there with a little more invasive action, but I don't want to think about that right now.
Yeah, so this is what I'm dealing with here, is a weaved nest of like these seeds from this tree, and it is just all over the top of the engine bay. This is a much bigger issue than I initially thought.
All right, so I got as good as I can get. You saw in the video footage, I just keep moving it around. What's gonna end up happening is I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to take off some of this top end stuff to get at it, because it's all wedged up in here. It's wedged up underneath these pipes, and I don't know what these pipes are, but they're aftermarket. So it'll give me a chance to look at this stuff. So it's not a big deal, but I'm not doing that today.
Day 2.
All right, we are back with CK trying to get this issue resolved with all of that debris in there. I'm not sure how I missed that, but anyway, you saw me trying to get at it from the wheel well. Too much work to get up in there, and it's not gonna give me the angle. Even if I took the intercoolers out, I would still be dealing with access issues. So from what I can tell from the borescope, and you saw that with me, blowing the compressed air up there is a great idea. However, it is just kind of blowing it up on top of the engine. So I think what I need to do is to gain some access here. So I got to take the air box out and the Y pipe here, and that should give me, I think, enough access to get in there, and then I can hit it with a shop vac or even more compressed air and try to do it that way. But that's the plan. You see me do this before when I worked on the issue with the secondary air injection. If you haven't seen that video, be sure to click that link up there, because that video right there talks about the dreaded secondary air injection issues on cars like this and how to fix them for like $0. So be sure to check out that video. All right, so let me get all of this top end stuff out, and then we'll circle back and see if we can see anything. All right. So remember, this is how you do it, right? It's a whole 90-degree turn and then pull. Okay, this is the first time I've actually looked at the front end of this engine since I bought the car almost 2 years ago. Actually, I think it's been 2 years. Oh yeah, look at all of that crapola in there.
There is, and see, that shit is, so it looks like it's all wrapped up in that. I mean, I can see it.
Now, here we go. I just took this valve with me. There, okay. So you got a vacuum line that goes in here, and then this one goes at the bottom. All right. Well, shit, that didn't buy me a whole lot, did it? Maybe a little. All right, this didn't buy me a whole lot, really. Maybe I can use the compressed air to blow in there and get all that out, but yeah, as you can see, it didn't really buy me much as far as access. What I do see, though, is that my throttle body has a little bit of oil residue or perhaps unspent fuel. I mean, this thing is a custom build, so maybe that's part of it. All right, so, I don't know. Let me see if I can get a shot back in here.
Yeah, this wouldn't be a Yogi's Garage project if I didn't have a Yogi's Garage problem. And here it is, in plain view, the issue. This thing is bigger than I could have ever imagined. We're probably looking at a rat's metropolis rather than a rat's nest. So let's see what I can do.
Yeah, that's working. All right, it's a little bit better. I think with some compressed air in there, loosen it all up. It is picking it up. You can hear it in the video being picked up, but it's these things are heavy, so you gotta have a really good vacuum. Compressed air, vacuum, we'll try it again. That's a lot better than before, but there's still a ton in there. I'm making progress. First evidence of animal droppings. Yeah, that's a lot. Some scale, here's my hand. Look at all of that. Plus what I swept up yesterday, and then all of the stuff that's in the shop vac is what I've grabbed out of there. And look, you can see some debris on my wheel. Definitely a rat's nest. I'm gonna have to come back again, not that I mind, with my little extendy grabby thingy and see if I can pull the nest out one grab at a time, because what I don't want to do is have to drop the engine even an inch for this, because it's a whole deal. Intercoolers, bumper liner, yada, yada, yada. So just want to get at it without having to drop it. Okay, see you tomorrow.
Day 3.
All right, I'm back at it. It's day 3 on this thing. I finally think I got all the tools that I need. And I got this thing right here. I've had it for a while, and it's really good at getting bolts and what have you out of hard to reach places, because it has this right here, you see? It has this little creepy crawly, and you can see that it's really long. So I think I can get it in there with the help of my camera to see what I'm doing. And now there's a train coming. To see what I'm doing and pull out the rest of this stuff so I can put this car back together. All right, let's fix it. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to get my light in there first off because I need to see. I mean, granted, the camera's gonna help me and I'll get that in a minute, but I wanna just verify that this technique is gonna work or this will be a short trip. Because it's all the way in the back. So if I go all the way, yep, there we go. Ha! Woo! I got one! Yeah, I'm gonna be here a while. Ooh, oh yeah, baby. 2! Getting better. Yes, I am making a dent, but there is a huge nest underneath the alternator throttle body. So I'm going to start with the throttle body and see if I can come at it from that end, because I don't want to take the alternator off, man. All I want to do is clean this thing and be done with it. Okay, let's get to work. All right, I got everything started on getting the alternator out. I released the serpentine belt. You can see that here. What's different between this and a 996 Carrera M96 engine is the tensioner is managed directly off the pulley, and on the turbo it's off this 15 millimeter bolt that's levered against that arm. Same difference, but also this is way easier to get out. There's only two 15 mils and that's all I got to do to get it out. I've already disconnected the battery. Some tips that I saw online is that I should take this one off first, loosen this up, that way it holds tension on it and it won't be wiggling around when I pop that one loose. And then it comes straight out. Let's see. All right, I think I got a good angle here. Just got to make sure it's sitting perfectly on that bolt head. Don't want to strip and then kill yourself or bust your knuckles up. There we go. Okay, now I see why. Takes a little bit of effort here to loosen that. There we go. And I gotta go back in a bit to get my tool out. And I believe the bolt on this side, yeah, is the long one. And the bolt on that side is the short one, so don't forget that. All the connectors for this alternator are on the back. So when you pull it out, be sure to remember that before you start yanking and walking away. By the way, here's an example of a pin pinning your coolant lines in. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but yeah, for those of you who know about the fault on these engines is that their cooling system used to have plastic flanges to attach your coolant hoses, and yeah, no bueno, man. No bueno. Okay. Let me get my pry bar. Holy crap. This is under the alternator, and I don't know if that's coming out, but this is scale with my hand, and it's just completely covering the bottom. How the hell did this car not catch fire, man? I mean, I'm glad it didn't, right? Especially after I bought it. But nevertheless, that's still a major concern. I mean, come on. Crazy. This is why I get paid the big bucks being a YouTube certified mechanic. All right, let's fix it. Okay, that's better. It's not perfect because there's still quite a bit in there. And in fact, I can bring my camera around and show you on here and get my scope in there. So, I mean, it's way better. This down here in the deep crevices, there's still some pieces in there, but a lot better. This area up here, I'm not too concerned about the fire hazard, but it does still pose issues with cooling. Yeah, so right here in the back corner, I think I can get my gun in there and blow that out. And then we're pretty much clear. And here's the other side of the case, which is, you know, kind of hard to get around, but if I put my scope back in there, there's nothing. Nothing back there worth worrying about. I mean, there's a few pieces in there. Okay, maybe more than a few. Okay, please don't have more. All right, get my camera in there. So I just got this corner left, I think. And then I'm done, I think, I hope. All right. Hell is this? Do you guys know what kind of plant this is? Well, it's really effing annoying, man. Look at that. So much in there. It's looking more and more like I'm gonna have to drop this engine. Why can't Yogi's Garage have stuff easy? You know? Could it be that no one would watch it less than they already do? So I'm trying to just pulverize it, just kind of break it up. And I can hear stuff falling underneath, so that's good too. Let's take a look. Yep, lots of stuff falling. Wow, it just keeps getting worse. Insanity. This is all the way in the back. Wow, okay. Well, let's see if I can get all that crap out.
So at this point, I figured the best thing to do, instead of trying to grab these one by one, is to disrupt the weave and to pulverize all of this dry material into smaller bits or into single seeds and suck it out with the shop vac, and I was pretty successful.
All right, it is now 2:30 and I got here at 10:30, so 4 hours and I'm still not done. I'm trying to avoid really hard to not drop this engine. I ordered a couple more tools, a big long extendable blowgun style nozzle to see if I can get further back before I make the ultimate call to drop this engine. But in the meantime, I'm gonna roll this car forward so you can see how much fell out from underneath compared to 2 days ago and then compared to the first day. So this is pretty shocking. All right, I'm gonna roll this car out.
Okay, I'm going to dub from here because I don't want to get hit with a copyright license with the music in the background. But you can see here with scale with my foot that this is a large pile, in addition to what I'm going to show you here in the shop vac.
Look at all of that in there. Wow, this is crazy, man.
Day 4.
All right, I'm back at it. It's after the holidays, and I've had a lot to drink and eat, and now I have to find the energy to finish this project up. All right, where did we leave off? We left off with this thing still having a ton of that material on the engine case, and I wasn't able to get a lot of it from the back, so I ended up having to buy another air gun, one that would give me a little bit more length. I mean, we all need a little bit more length, so this is it. Yeah, so check this out. So this is, and not only that, it's extendable too, so I can unscrew this brass fitting here and this thing will drop down. But man, the air coming out of this thing actually makes my my hand move pretty easily. So, all right, I'm gonna try to get that around the mess like this and try to blow it out from the bottom to the bottom. So let's try that, see what happens. I got my borescope here with me. We'll see what we can do, and then I'll bring you back. Yeah, I think this clip here illustrates the struggles that I'm being faced with here. Even with that super powerful nozzle, you can see that it barely moves these seeds because of their weight and the way that they're able to like lock on to each other. So lots of more challenges, but I think I'm gonna get it done. All right, I apologize for the noise, that's the air compressor, but I think I got most of it. And I'm not gonna have to drop the engine to get the rest. I think I got
everything that I believe is going to be a fire hazard. Wait till I show you what's under the car, because I really didn't vacuum up a whole lot, but everything that I've been doing with compressed air has been slowly migrating it towards the back, up and around the cooler back there and around the transmission. So when I'm hitting it with the compressed air, it's just falling off of the bell housing. Check this out. And it's not even, I blew a lot of it, scattered it, but it's a huge pile. I'm gonna roll the car forward so we can get a better look at it. More of the same. Now some round tree seeds. But yeah, a lot more of the same, but not as much as before. All right, I'm gonna pile all this up and see what we're looking at. All right, there you go. Pile number 3. Not as big as the other one, but big enough as far as I'm concerned. Look at that, wow. All right, I think it's good enough. I'm gonna pick out a few more that I think the engine running and the air blowing will loosen up quite a bit of whatever's left in there. But the big nests are gone. I mean, literally eviscerated by yours truly. So, spread the word, rats. This place is not a house. This is a high-performance driving machine. I don't appreciate it. All right, let's get the alternator back in, and then we'll just reverse the whole process and get the throttle body, then the Y pipe, and then finally the air box. All right, time-lapse time. Here we go. Okay, she's all buttoned up. I'm ready to take him out to see how it feels, see if it catches on fire, be ready to put it out, all of that good stuff. I just want to get it out on the road, stretch its legs a little bit. It's been a few weeks since I've driven it. So we're all buttoned up here. Let's get this car out. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you with some ASMR so that you can enjoy the rest of your day. I think I'm happy with the results. I'll put a scope in there again just to make sure the majority of it's taken care of. Thanks for watching Yogi's Garage. We'll see you next time.